Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your November 2016 Tarotscope reading with me, Lara Lee. So, Cancer, how have you been making out with these energies? Oh my goodness. Crazy, right? We had the new black moon recently, and we're getting ready to come up on another powerful super moon on November 18th. So, please do expect to have the energy be crazy. You could be not sleeping at night. You could be having crazy nightmares, having crazy hungers, or not feeling hungry at all. The most important thing to remember when you're going through intense energy transitions is to drink plenty of water, rest when you need to rest, and eat clean. Okay? So let's get down to business. I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck because I feel it's a lot more simpler than my other deck and it's easier to recognize. So if you should choose to use tarot moving forward for yourself, you'd have a better understanding from these videos. I will also be drawing an extra guidance card from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck today. So I have to say, Cancer, when I was shuffling your cards and trying to channel some energy into the deck, I received a message from Spirit that there is a loss of interest currently, that a lot of you are just not interested in a lot of things you used to be. There's a sense of boredom, and you just feel like everything is lackluster. So I wanted to throw that out there before I got to the cards, because the cards are very prominent in this energy with this message. They go together quite well. So the first card that I pulled for you is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is generally about fantasies, choices, options, but it's also about a feeling of being overwhelmed. Like if you can see this guy right there, he's like, there we go. He's like, oh my God, look at all these cups. Look at all this stuff in these cups. Like, what am I going to do? There's a sense of feeling overwhelmed. And because you feel overwhelmed, there's confusion, there's disorganization, which, just let's be honest, it makes everything way worse, especially when you're confused. I don't know about you, but when I'm confused, it feels like every other aspect of my life that was not tangled becomes tangled because I'm a hot mess and I'm not thinking straight. So the warning of this card is to narrow your focus and only focus on things that need your attention directly. Put the rest down until the energy calms down, Cancer. Especially when it comes to your emotions, because remember, the cup suit is all about water and emotions and abundance of all sorts. Okay? So the next card I pulled for you is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is not someone to be trifled with. She is very forceful. She knows what she wants. She goes after it. But the problem with this card is sometimes they don't pay attention to other people's boundaries and they don't necessarily walk a straight line. And what I mean by that is that they're just charging forward for what they want, and sometimes they don't realize they're going to step on somebody's pinky toe every now and then. This card is saying pretty much that you know what you want, you need to be forceful about it. You need to break down the doors of those opportunities and go after it. Just don't run anybody over in the process. It's also a sign saying that your instincts are very, very sharp. Hence, the sword is very, very sharp. And the sword is also a symbol for our intellect, our mind, and how we speak our mind. Okay? This can also represent a woman in your life, a woman who's very forceful and tends to have dark hair and dark eyes. Just know, if this is representing an actual person in your life, don't go head to head with them, because you might get your toes stepped on. They might not see or be thinking directly about your boundaries. So this could be serving as a warning, because Cancer people are very, you're Cancer. You're very emotional. So you don't want to mess with somebody who tends to be forceful. If this is somebody in your life, just steer clear of them, because sometimes when they get into motion, they're not thinking about everybody else. They're just thinking about their goals. Very goal oriented. Okay, Cancer. The last card that I pulled for you is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, pages in the tarot deck represent very young, youthful energy, very feisty energy. The Page of Pentacles can resemble boredom. Like I mentioned, my guides were saying that there's a lack of interest going on. Everything just kind of like is bland to you right now. Take a break. You need to avoid boredom. You need to take a break and just be so you can get back on track. This is about boredom. It's also about temptation to kind of spice things up because things are boring, the lack of interest. Don't resist that temptation, okay? Sometimes you need to just continue, excuse me, sometimes you need to continue forward doing the mundane, boring things because those things help build things that become greater. So if you got a lot of tedious work to do and you have a little things to do but you're just bored because it's not moving at the speed that you wanted to move at, just be patient because this is not the time to be taking risks. And it's certainly not the time to be spicing things up. But the energy of this card is very young, youthful, and it's good for getting little things done. Cancer. So, all right. The added guidance card that I pulled for you is the Union card. Now, this can sometimes mean a man and a woman coming together or whatever your sexual preferences are. But for me, when I see this card, I feel it's more on an energy level, two things coming together to create one. So if you've been in a bit of an imbalance with your emotions and whatnot, if there's an imbalance in any kind of area in your life, this means that they will be unifying, becoming one, and you will have a more balanced stance in areas of your life. As a guidance card, this is telling me to tell you to take a more balanced approach to everything. Like I said, don't take risks and just do things to spice it up. To put in the work that you need to even out your scales. If you need to take a break, take a rest, take a break, take a rest, go for a walk, have a cup of coffee. Those are the two things I do the most. I love to have a nice hot cup of coffee while I'm going for a stroll in the park. And I do that when I'm feeling lackluster or bored or just annoyed because, I don't want to get out of that vibration of gratitude for what I already have. Okay? And this can also be if you've been having rifts with family or members of your family, which that literally just popped into my mind, that these things are going to be healed and you'll be unified once again. Cancer. Okay, so what I would like you to take away from this is to just have patience, keep your nose to the grindstone. Don't go up head to head with somebody who's forceful. It's not going to work out for you. And if you need forceful energy, because I find that sometimes when I interact with certain Cancer people, or at least maybe it's just the Cancer people I'm used to being around, they're not very forceful. They're very subtle. They like to just kind of like squeak by. This is saying, no, utilize this energy. Like this to me feels like me. I'm very forceful. But then again, I'm a fire sign. This is telling you, channel some of that fire energy. Go after what you want. But just be mindful of your boundaries and the boundaries of others and try to walk that line as straight as possible. And that concludes your reading, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, please like, share, subscribe, comment, because I love to hear how you guys make out with my readings. If you would like a personal reading with me, I will go ahead and put down some links to my websites where you can contact me. I am currently building a bigger website that has more options and things for me to sell and tools for you guys. So I don't have a lot of readings that I currently offer on my current website. So if you're interested in having a reading but you're not sure which would be appropriate for you, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll stick my email down there and we'll see what we could do to get you the help that you need. But until next time, Cancer, take care and big warm hugs from me to you.